Hello everyone, my name is Stephen Murray and I'd like to welcome you all to another episode of The Gift of Giving. For those tuning in for the first time, this program focuses representatives from non-profits, 501c3s and foundations based right here in the state of Nevada. These are the people in the trenches who are giving back to our community and making our world a better and brighter place. It's my belief that we can never repay our veterans for their sacrifices of themselves and their families to keep us free. We have interviewed several veterans organizations since the inception of this program, all offering a variety of programs. Today's guests are no exceptions. I'd like to welcome to the program Doug McIntosh, President of Heroes in the Rough, and Craig Staudner of Heroes in the Rough. Welcome to the program and thanks for taking the time to be with us today.
Nice to be here, Steve.
So first of all, I'd like to thank you both for your service. Would you like to share with us what branch of the military you were in?
Go ahead, Doug.
I was 8 years Navy and 7 years Army.
Wow.
And retired after 15 years, medically retired for
Wow.
15 years.
Well, thank you for that.
Well, I'm one of the older ones. I'm a Vietnam veteran, Army Vietnam veteran, battery commander in artillery in Vietnam.
Wow. Well, thank you both for your service. Who would like to give us a brief overview and mission and vision of Heroes in the Rough?
I'll do that. Heroes in the Rough was based off of a kind of a golf activity, getting veterans out of the house so they're not just home, isolated on their own and dealing with their own nightmares and PTSDs and other ailments. So since then, our mission is to get people together, to talk, to collaborate, to communicate, and get people outside of their home, activity-wise, whatever their capabilities may be. And it used to be based on golf. We do a number of things outside of that, archery and bowling, and we can get into that. But it's basically built on getting everybody together, continue that teamwork and camaraderie that you learned and you had in the military. Because when you get out of the military, that kind of just ends, and we try to continue that to make sure everybody is looped in, and they're not isolated due to suicide and all the other things that happen to people that isolate themselves.
Yes, that's a good mission to have, and especially since suicide prevention, suicide rate is pretty high among veterans.
It is.
So anything you can do to alleviate that.
It is challenging when you think about the statistics. The general public, the suicide rate's about a little over 17% per 100,000 people in the United States, and that's horrific.
Yes.
But when you look at military and the veterans, it's double that. It's over 34% per 100,000.
Yeah.
And when you put it into real terms, what that actually means and what we're trying to combat in many ways is every day, 22 veterans take their life by suicide. Every day, 22. And that's a horrific number.
It's horrible.
And we're trying to challenge that with the activities that we put on at Heroes in the Rough.
Yes. And you probably don't know the impact that you're having. You don't know probably how many lives you're actually saving, because nobody's going to come up and say to you, it's going to commit suicide.
Right.
What was the catalyst that made you both join the organization?
Okay.
Well, I retired in 2013, and we'd had a home here previously, and I had been introduced to another veterans group. And while we were there, they had said they realized that I had been a golf professional at one point in time. They said, "Hey, we got this program here. There's Heroes in the Rough." And so I talked to the head then, and just coincidentally, they were losing their PGA instructor and director of golf who's going to Palm Springs, and so they said, "Is that something you could do?" I said, "Well, I can reinstate my PGA membership, and I'll be happy to do that." And that's how I got involved.
Okay. I got involved, I think it was about 2016, through one of the VA offices, vet centers. Caught word of mouth and checked it out, and I've been looped in ever since. And of course, it was originally then a lot of golf, which I love to do, but then I guess we've kind of morphed out to numerous other activities and events that we do also with everybody. Even if you can't, we've had people, double amputees golf, and as well as people in wheelchairs. Some don't want to golf, they bowl, or they just don't want to be involved. And so we do all sorts of that. So I was all about, like, definitely let's get involved with this.
Cool. We're going to discuss some of your activities in depth further into the program, because you've really morphed out, as you were saying earlier, from pure golf. There's all kinds of other activities. Now, you're both members of the board. Are you looking for more board members, or are you satisfied with the number you've got? How often does the board meet?
We meet about every 4 to 6 weeks, depending on what events we have coming up, or in the near future. But we're always looking for more board members, as well as members within the organization to help out and volunteer, because it's all based. Nobody gets paid. It's all based off everybody's support and help and contributing.
That's what's nice about yours organization. It is literally all volunteers. There's no paid staff. Everybody's doing it.
You're exactly right. And one of the things that candidly that an organization like ours needs is we do need some administrative help.
Yes.
And so we look sometimes outside the hero community for people who have an interest, who have maybe a particular skill set, maybe an accountant, an attorney, someone who may, have some expertise in terms of branding and social media skills. Those kinds of things that we don't necessarily internally have are important, and so we're always looking for help from the outside.
From outside, yes. Never get enough, real qualified people, experts in their field. You're talking about members. What is your membership currently, and is there a fee to join Heroes in the Rough?
Membership's currently 56, and we have new applicants in the wings, and we have people applying all the time. And no, it costs nothing. It costs nothing to become part of the organization. All our events and everything are funded by our sponsors and the fundraising we do. So it costs nothing for anybody. It's just you just joining and you being there. That's what it costs. You just, to be involved.
Have you any idea how many veterans we actually have here in the state of Nevada?
From the latest stats, upwards of, out of the state of Nevada, it's about 217,000. And obviously, from the stats, roughly from 2024. But and it's increasing all the time, just because of the state, because of Vegas, people retiring here, no saving income tax and everything too. So.
And by far and away, Clark County is the largest presence.
Well, sure,
no question.
That's quite a sizable number when you think of our population, 3 million. You've got over 200,000 that are purely vets. That's a large number of veterans here. Now, your members, you say that it's for golf and it's really disabled veterans. Do they have to be disabled to join the organization, or is it open to any veteran regardless?
We do have a threshold for Heroes in the Rough, and that's a 50% disability.
Okay.
And through the Veterans Administration. And so that is a threshold to be a full hero in our organization. However, we do have people who come and want to volunteer and want to be part of the organization, who have a military background, who may not be at 50%, but they want to be involved, and we certainly allow that. They're just a little bit different category.
Okay. And do they at least have to be a veteran themselves to be a member?
To be a hero, you do have to be a veteran. Some of our board members, however, are not military veterans, but they add a different, it's interesting, they add a different view of the world that we need.
Sure.
And so that's been a great asset to bring some people into the board who don't necessarily have a military background, but have family members who are, and have a significant appreciation for military service.
Okay. And which brings me to the point, you mentioned families. If you have a disabled veteran and they want their spouse to come and join them at the events or be a part of when you have your group meetings and things like that, are family members welcome to join their spouses?
Yes, we do events that we allow a +1, shall we say, and we've acted a couple extra with that. But we never, anybody that definitely is in need of a spouse support and getting them around, that's never a question. We'd never question that by far. We allow +1, so a lot of our events are aviator games that we just had and everything. So yeah, it's a family event. We like to pull the families in and everything else because they're a big part of that member or that retired or military member's life too. So
Yes.
So with that, we even involve the children. We want to morph this into beyond the golf experience, into a family affair. So we have a number of events where it's a family. So bring their family members, they bring the kids, they can bring their mom and dad. The idea is to come together.
Right. And we'll be going into some of those events that you've got upcoming and some that you've had to explain a little bit more to our viewers so they know it's just not solely about golf.
Right.
And now, other than the events and outings, I noticed on your website you also offer mentoring and support. What kind of support and what kind of mentoring do you give it? Is it one-on-one, or do you have like group therapy meetings, for want of a better phrase?
I'll let Doug.
Well, within the organization, we're members in the military. Everything was a lot of based on teams, and it would depend on what branch. And so we kind of model that. We continue that thought, just that idea where we have people assigned with a number of people below them, in a sense, to call them or keep in contact. And we do a number of events throughout the month, or a couple of events a month mostly. And we are able to keep in contact with people when they show up. But we have within the organization, like I said, people that can call down and reach out. So we're not relying on one person to try to keep contact with everybody, but we've used people on the board and with an organization to do such that with a smaller group. And then, like I said, the different events we have, we're always following up with people and making sure that they can attend, but we reach out to them constantly.
That's nice. That's nice that if they come to one, that somebody follows up if they don't come to the next one, so they know that you care.
Yeah,
exactly. That's really nice. Keep that thought. We're going to take a brief sponsorship break. Please stay with us, folks. We'll be right back.
Introducing Pacific Coast Capital, your partner in finance. We provide financing for your business. Speed, flexibility, and creativity are the foundation of our service. We'll help you navigate through change and opportunities. Our 90-plus years of experience ensures quick turnaround on loan decisions. Ride the wave to prosperity with us. Ready for new funding? Visit our website today at pacificcoastcap.com.
Welcome back, everyone, and I'd like to thank again Doug McIntosh and Craig Stoudner for being with us today from Heroes in the Rough. And we're going to talk about your events, but just before we get into it, let's talk a little bit about the athletic side of it, because you have golf and bowling, and I think you mentioned before the program that you're doing archery as well. What are the different athletic events that you actually have?
Well, we've originally, like I said, started off with golf, and then some people just weren't interested in golf, or they couldn't, or for whatever reason. And so we've looked at other avenues of bowling. We've had bowling leagues, and then we've introduced archery. We go to a certain range in Clark County, and you do archery, and it's a lot of fun. We've had people with their kids out there doing it. It's really quite something. It was new to me, and it was I loved it. And so we're always looking for something different in type of participation, physical participation, other than just events where we're just gathering for something. Could be a sporting event, but we try to do anybody that what they can or can't do. We try to make sure we accommodate everybody.
Yes.
We don't want to leave somebody out for some reason. So we've done a few of those things, and we're always willing to take up other ideas that would give everybody the possibility or the participation.
Yeah. We did go-karts.
Yeah,
racing go-karts.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of your events, and you've got one coming up very soon. This is your Fall Classic Golf Tournament. Is this something you have every year? And was this the original catalyst that got Heroes in the Rough off the ground? And where are you holding it? How many people normally
I'll
participate?
take a little bit of that,
Let's
then Doug
talk
can
about
chime in. Yeah.
let's talk about this upcoming golf event, because it seems that's your major event of the year. Would that be a
Yes.
correct assessment?
It is our major event.
Okay, let's talk about
It
it.
wasn't the catalyst that evolved.
Yes.
That event eventually evolved, but it is our major event of the year. We've been very blessed over the years to bring in some outside celebrities to help us promote and be part of the program. We had Willie Galt, famous track and football player for Chicago Bears, with us one year. We've been blessed to have Butch Harmon, who's one of the unquestionably the premier golf instructor in the world, probably, has been a huge supporter of ours.
That's
and,
great.
and that has made a difference in this event. And Doug will talk a little bit more about it. We're going to have Todd Lewis, who is a reporter and a commentator for the Golf Channel, who's on every week. He's going to be in at this tournament on November 3rd. But it is our largest event, and one we spent quite a bit of time and effort on in order to promote and get the message out of what we're trying to do with these heroes.
And well, you mentioned Todd Lewis, and we'll talk about him in a few moments, because you have another event, a charity
We
dinner.
do.
So we'll talk about that after we finished
new.
on this one.
Yeah.
So
Well, on November 1st, Saturday, we're still nailing down the location, but we're going to have a dinner with Todd Lewis being the speaker, and he's working on maybe trying to grab somebody else out of the retired PGA community or somebody, but if it's not, it'll be him. But a dinner conversation, question and answer, and get him tell his stories, which he'll be coming out of the Ryder Cup, so there'll be quite a bit to hear about that. And then, like, he's also going to be our key speaker at the golf tournament during the luncheon after our golf tournament. Which our golf tournament we do is obviously reaching out to the community to show what we're about and what we do, as well as it's also a thank you to our sponsors, our current sponsors we've had historically, to them, that we put this on for them. We're basically it's not necessarily us golfing in that. But for our sponsors and people in the community that support us and who know who we are and historically have golfed every year at our golf tournament that we put on. So this year it's at Canyon Gate, and this will be the 4th year that we've been there. They've been exceptional help to us, and it's been a blessing.
great. Now, is there a cutoff registration date for the golf tournament?
The typically, well, it gets right up to it. But
Registration is now open.
Yes.
We've opened the registration on our website.
Sure.
And we go down to the end, and like most events, it gets down to the wire. We have people signing up at the last moment. We're happy to have anybody come in at any time, but it takes a bit of an army to put this together.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes. Putting an event together these days, nothing's easy or simple. Let's talk a little bit more about the charity dinner. Now, that is open to the general public. You don't have to be a member of Heroes of the Rough to attend.
No, it's completely open to the public, even as well as the golf tournament itself. But the charity dinner, yes, is open to the public.
Okay. So if there are any viewers out there who are golf fanatics and would love to listen to Todd Lewis, please go to their website. We'll give out that information later. Sign up for this charity dinner. They'd love to have you, and you'd probably love to hear Todd Lewis as well. So let's talk about some of your past events, because as you said, you're not just golfing now. And look at your website, you had an event earlier this year, Horses for Heroes. Would you like to share a little bit about what Horses for Heroes was and how that came about?
Well, about 6 years ago, Resorts World, the casino Resorts World, put together a program for 501c3s locally, and they had maybe 30 or 40 that were involved in this. And in that, we got to meet Sid Knotts, who's the head of Horses for Heroes, which is locally here as well. And what they do is they have a kind of a farm that has goats and horses, but what they do with veterans and specifically is the veterans don't necessarily ride the horses, but they help groom them, help take care of them. Oh. And we got involved with Sid, and we think it's a great a great adjunct to what we do. So every year we have a big picnic there, and we probably have 60 or 70
Oh, at least,
of our people with it. That's
Families
where we
and
bring
kids and
family
everybody,
members,
yeah.
kids, mothers, dads, grandparents of
we
our
cover
heroes come over there. They get to play with the animals, and we have a barbecue. Doug does the cooking there. And
What a load of
just
fun.
me.
What a load of fun.
Yeah, it is. Everybody looks forward to it.
And for something totally different, and you alluded to this earlier, you had a Las Vegas Aviators baseball night.
Yeah, we do that twice a year. Usually in the spring or the beginning of the season, or June, July, and then we do again in September. And we just had this last week, where the members plus one, and it always seems, somebody's actually needs a little help. That's fine too. But they're kids and what have you. And we do it on the party decks up there at the Aviator Stadium, and it's a great night. Everybody looks forward to it, and it's a lot of fun. The food's covered, non-alcoholic drinks, and then the baseball's right there. So you can't beat it. It's a fun time.
Yes, sounds like a lot of fun. Well, especially if your team's winning.
Right.
Yes.
And Angel Park, and what happens at Angel Park?
Well, over the last few years, Angel Park has a variety of golf courses there, but some of our players, 18 holes can be challenging. So what they have there also, they have a 9-hole course, par 3 9-hole course, and they also have a putting course there. So what we've historically done up there is at least one time a year we'll go up to the par 3. Everyone gets a chance to play. It's not overwhelmingly long. And then we come back and have dinner afterwards right there at Angel Park. And then we do the same thing with the putting. So it's a nice event. It's condensed into a much shorter time frame than an 18-hole round. And even our players who are just learning to play or something like that, they feel relatively more comfortable on a course of that size. So it's been a fun event for us.
Well, it's nice that you've really thought, as you said, it's more, but you're trying to accommodate everybody. As you said, at 18 holes, you think it's great at first, and you find out that's a struggle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what else can we do to keep these people involved? So you find the 9-hole.
Right.
So you really are trying to think of everybody at their different levels. That's amazing. Do you have any other events planned right now for the immediate future, upcoming future?
We do. We have archery coming up that we have scheduled, I think, early mid-October, and then we have another event at Durango Hills for our heroes, a golf tournament just for our heroes. And again, that is a course. It's an executive course. Again, shorter, a little more easily accessible for all of our heroes. And so we'll be doing that, I think, the 25th of October.
25th of October. And the archery one is when?
When was that?
It's 2 weeks before that. It's October 11th, I
11th,
think.
I think. Yeah, I think.
And are these events on your website?
They will
You're
be.
aware-
will be,
They will be on your
Yeah.
website.
Yeah.
So anyone who's interested in joining, they should check back to your website frequently, because that's when these
They
events pop up.
They should certainly check back, and of course, as we probably get to, our application is right on the website as well, so they can apply. And as soon as they apply, we'll get in touch with them and get them involved.
There you go. Hold that thought. Please stay with us, folks. We're going to take another sponsorship break. We'll be right back.
Tariffs, pandemics, rising inflation. The Joshua Dowden team is ready when volatility happens. Markets fluctuate for reasons nobody can control. Don't let the headlines drive your financial plan. The Joshua Dowden team at Priority Wealth Partners has served Summerlin retirees for 3 decades. Our 5-tier risk management strategy matches our strategies with your goals, with plans designed for your assets to be there when you need them. Conveniently located at the heart of downtown Summerlin. Call Joshua Dowden today or visit DowdenFinancialServices.com.
Country roads take me home to the place where I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama. Comes a triple yodel.
Welcome back, everyone. I'd like to welcome back our guest today from Heroes in the Rough, Doug McIntosh, the president, and Craig Stardner, COO. And we've been talking about your events. Now, is there any cost to the members and their families for these events, the baseball events? And
No, it's completely, we cover everything for any type of event we have. It's covered, whether it be golf or the archery or the aviators game, or if we take everybody out, we get everybody together, we go out for a meal, we cover it all. It costs them nothing.
okay.
And so
And what about things like golf clubs? Like this upcoming event, you've got golf clubs. Do they have to have their own golf clubs, or do you provide those? Or
Well, we certainly, most of our heroes who are playing golf have some
their
golf
own,
clubs, but some
yes.
don't. And so
Yes.
we certainly have some clubs that they can borrow.
Available, yeah.
So we're going to make it accessible no matter what.
Yes. It sounds like you've thought of everything. And I saw also on your website you have something about clothing. Now, is this uniforms you provide, or what kind of clothing is it?
we provide, we provide shirts like what I've got on and stuff with our logo
Okay.
embroidered in it, and then golf hats and some other clothing, cold weather clothing we've had, and we need to order more and get into that type of thing. But we constantly try to stay up with that to keep everybody. That's just another part of it, of team camaraderie. You feel more closely to as a team member or even some of the applicants we've given them to, but they feel more part of the group and the organization. If you're wearing everything and you come
Sure.
part of the group, you see yourself,
Yes.
as one. Also, it's we still, like I said, it all runs in line with the military, that idea, mindset, because that's basically where everybody's come from, everything. So, but yes, we supply that at no cost to a member or an applicant at all.
That's great that you do that, because you said if somebody comes and they don't have those shirts on, they feel like
Yeah,
they
they feel a little
stick out
out.
like a sore thumb.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I saw on your website that intrigued me, it says opportunities for healing of the mind, body and soul through athletics, mentorship, and most importantly, friendship. And the most importantly, friendship. That really stuck out to me,
Right.
because obviously that is a very strong key. And I think you alluded to it earlier, that's part of your organization's
Yeah.
mission is the camaraderie.
Yes.
And
Exactly.
you mentioned about people coming to golf lessons, they want to talk.
Exactly.
And is that the friendship that you're offering? And
That's the essence of it. And,
Yes.
It's a little bit challenging sometimes, Stephen, for people who haven't been in the military, and certainly for people who haven't been in a combat situation. The majority of our heroes now are coming out of the, out of the Middle East conflicts.
yes,
My generation, Vietnam,
Yes.
there are not many of us. There are not many of us. But having been in combat situations is a unique experience.
yes,
And it's hard to convey what that does to someone emotionally. You can be in a conflict and come back with no injuries, physical injuries. That doesn't mean you've gotten away scot-free. The emotional toll it takes in being in those situations is substantial. So a big part of our organization is to bring people who have been in those circumstances together, realize they're part of a larger community that cares, talk about those kinds of things. In some places, they don't want to talk to their family members in some cases. And the idea of this friendship, I mean, you have a bond, there's a bond there. And then the ability to meet people who have been through similar situations. And that's what the organization really is about.
and that makes sense because as you said, you're kind of bonding, and
Right.
they don't want to talk to their families about it. A lot of them, as you said, because they can't relate or understand. They don't know. They haven't been there. They haven't done
Right.
that. In your organization, they've been there and done it, albeit in different combats. But you can relate to each other. You understand where they're coming from. So it's nice that you had that on your website. Most importantly, friendship, because I think that is a key. You said that you need there's always opportunities for volunteers there more, especially at events, I would imagine. Are there any qualifications for the volunteers that you require? Do they have to be a vet? They have to be a disabled vet? If they want to volunteer, you don't care, just come along, we'll put you to work.
Exactly.
Well, some of our most ardent supporters don't have a military background in terms of them personally, but they have a father, a mother, a grandfather. They feel a passion for it, and as long as you have a passion and want to help and want to give, we'd love to have you in the organization in some capacity.
Yes. Well, if there's anybody out there, here's one organization that would welcome you with open arms, no question about it. Funding. How do you actually get funded? I know you have sponsors, and we'd like to talk a little bit about sponsors. Are you looking for more?
We're always looking for more
Always
sponsors.
looking for more
Always looking
sponsors.
for more sponsors. You bet. Never turn anybody away. No, the littlest amount. No, we don't. We totally appreciate. We're blessed to have the sponsors we have now, and we have others in the wings, and we're working with, and hopefully in the future more to that. But we currently have our sponsors. Our funding all comes from our sponsorships, as well as fundraising. We may actually do on a golf course, 11th hole, little challenge type thing, par 3 type things that we do constantly on different courses throughout the year. Obviously not to the heat of the summer and stuff, but so we have other fundraisers we try to do, and other avenues of contact with other organizations that we want to shoulder up with, or we show up to give for people to see us and our table and everything what we might have, what they're about. But fundraising, everything we have comes from our fundraising, specific or sponsors, totally. And like I said, nobody in the organizations puts any money into this whatsoever, and nobody gets paid. So
And you don't get any government grants, state, federal, or local?
We've had some grants
had some.
from businesses, not from government. That I'm aware of historically since I've been with the organization. No, but we've had some grants from different corporations. Have grants and everything. Yes, and we've been blessed with those too.
Have the casinos or the gaming industry been much support? Or
some have,
some
have, some have. But and it's as you can imagine, it's a process, and it's an ongoing process to not only maintain your current sponsors and keep them engaged, but to also try and develop new relationships that bring resources, not just money, but resources and people to our organization.
It sounds, I think your organization is wonderful that, you're getting these disabled veterans involved, and you're offering them some athletic opportunities. Get out, get that fresh air, get that camaraderie, the mentoring, these different events. It's amazing. It's been a pleasure having you on the program. Before we finish, would you like to give out your website address and contact information?
The website address is all one word, obviously, heroesintherough.org. And my phone number is listed. It should be listed on there, but my phone number is 775-250-1545. So I'll fill that call, leave a message if I don't answer, but we'll get back to you, definitely. And we follow through on that.
Okay. And all the information about your upcoming events and past events, your charity dinner with Todd Lewis, that's all out on the website.
It will be. Yeah, it's on the website.
And your upcoming events in October, hopefully they'll be out on the website.
They'll be on the website as well.
Okay. Thank you so much for being with us today. Really appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Stephen.
And appreciate what you're doing and giving back
Thank
to
you, Stephen.
not only the community, but specifically to our vets. We can never repay you guys. We can't.
Oh, pleasure.
So, and I'd like to thank John Stiles, our show's producer and station owner of WWDBTV. I'd also like to thank our sponsors, Pacific Coast Capital, Priority Wealth Partners, the Firelight Barn, and my late business partner, Ralph John Champion. You'll see his message at the end of this program. I'd also like to thank Friends of the Gift of Giving. They're the anonymous donors that also help keep this program on the air. And finally, this show wouldn't be possible without you, the viewers. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you know of any veterans that would like to share and become a member of this organization, please share this interview with them. And if you would like to volunteer or donate, please reach out to them too. You'll see the website information and phone number on the screen. If you have any questions or comments, please reach out to me, Stephen at thegiftofgiving.vegas. I'd certainly love to hear from you. And I hope you'll join us back soon. In the meantime, please stay safe, be kind to one another. Bye for now.
Mr. R.J. Champion is proud to sponsor WWDBTV's series, The Gift of Giving, and wishes the program much success. Congratulations and gratitude to the featured guests and the organizations they represent. Our community is well served by your tireless efforts to make Nevada a better state for all its residents.